So, now that the Crown Tundra expansion for Pokemon Sword and Shield has officially been released, what exactly comes next? This is a question that might seem a little bit premature right now, considering the expansion has only been out for a little over a week, but nevertheless, it's a very interesting question to ask, especially given the time frame of events that are about to occur. The Crown Tundra is an absolute blast to play through and offers a lot of very encouraging signs as far as future games go. So with all of that being said, is there anything we know right now about what could possibly happen within the next year or so? Well, believe it or not, there's actually a lot to go off of, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. So let's go ahead and get right to it. The primary reason why talking about this right now is such a big deal is because next year, which is less than 2 months away by the way as of the recording of this video, is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. A 25th anniversary for anything, let alone a video game, is a huge deal, so you guys can best believe that Pokemon is going to go all out in the celebration for it. And if Pokemon's 20th anniversary celebration is anything to go off of, where we saw the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon, Pokemon Go, and a freaking Super Bowl commercial, just to name a couple of things, we are in for a real treat with the 25th anniversary that could even possibly be bigger than that. So next year is going to be a very special year for Pokemon fans to say the least, but what can we expect from it specifically? Well, to start things off, I will mention a couple things that we can most assuredly not expect. The first of those would be a third expansion to Pokemon Sword and Shield. There have been a lot of rumors floating around recently about the idea of a possible third expansion for the Galar games, but that is almost assuredly not going to happen simply due to the fact that we are seeing a physical release of the DLC, including both the base game of Sword and Shield along with both the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. And if there were a third expansion that was going to come out on top of this, they would not be releasing this physical bundle at this time. They would of course wait until they had the third expansion out to do it all in one go. So that is pretty much out of the question, and the other thing that is also out of the question is Generation 9. I think this one kind of goes without saying, but even though a great way to celebrate the 25th anniversary would be with a new generation of Pokemon, it just simply hasn't been enough time since we got the 8th generation. By the time 2021 rolls around, it will have only been barely 2 years since Sword and Shield came out, and Pokemon generations take usually 3 years between releases. So that's pretty much out of the question too. However, there are still a lot of immensely exciting things that could legitimately happen next year as part of this celebration. First off, I can say with virtual certainty that we are going to get a main series game next year. I say this because we have seen a main series game release for the past 5 years in a row if you count the expansions to Sword and Shield this year as a main series release, which they pretty much are, and frankly, there is just no way that the 25th anniversary of the franchise is going to go by without a main series game being released as a part of that celebration. In fact, this hypothetical main series game will probably be the culmination of the 25th anniversary celebration and will most likely release towards the end of the year, just like most other main series Pokemon games. Also, I can virtually guarantee that the announcement for this main series game, whatever it is, will occur on February 27th, and I say that because February 27th is Pokemon Day. That is literally the 25th anniversary down to the day. Pokemon have made major announcements on that day for the past couple years, and on a year like this, it just doesn't make any sense to do it any differently given the provenance of everything that's going on. Technically, there is always a chance that Game Freak could do something different than what I am laying out here because they do like to surprise us and do what we aren't expecting, so I don't want to make it seem like this is guaranteed, but I say this with as much confidence as I do because it's virtually guaranteed as far as I'm concerned. I am very, very confident that we are going to get a main series game at the very least, and it is going to be announced on February 27th, or at the very least something very big is going to be announced on that day. Now, as far as what that announcement could be and what that hypothetical main series game could be specifically, it would have to be something that could live up to the hype of Pokemon's 25th anniversary. So that kind of helps us to narrow it down in terms of what could and could not live up to that hype. We've also got to consider what realistically could be coming down the pipeline in terms of Pokemon's release schedule. We've already eliminated the possibility of a brand new generation, so what's left after that in terms of realistic possibilities is narrowed down to a couple key options. There of course have been a lot of rumors and speculation about the possibility of Diamond and Pearl remakes, which of course I'm sure, as you know, I consider to be very realistic possibilities. Number one, they would absolutely live up to the hype of a 25th anniversary celebration title, and number two, not only is it the 25th anniversary for the franchise next year, it's also the 15th anniversary for Diamond and Pearl, so this could kind of kill two birds with one stone for Game Freak. There also have seemed to be a lot of hints and teasing going on at a possible Sinnoh remake, which I'm sure you know full well if you've watched my videos recently, so this one all in all I feel is a very strong possibility, but it's also not the only possibility either. You might have also heard some rumors recently talking about the idea of a possible Pokemon collection coming next year to the Nintendo Switch. This would be something along the lines of the recently released Super Mario 3D All-Stars, where you have multiple Pokemon games on one single Nintendo Switch cartridge. A lot of people have been quick to dismiss this, as it doesn't seem like it's something that would necessarily be realistic, but the more you dig into the details, the more I personally believe that it is realistic. Number one, it would be an absolute no-brainer type of option to release for a 25th anniversary, especially in a sort of dead year where we've wrapped up on the Galar games, but we're not quite to the next generation of Pokemon. And number two, as far as re-releasing old titles on a new console for an anniversary goes, the Pokemon Company have already done this exact same thing, and they did it for the 20th anniversary with the 3DS re-release of Pokemon Red and Blue. So there is absolutely no reason based on that precedent to think that this wouldn't happen again for the 25th anniversary with some kind of collection for the Switch. And as I mentioned on one of my recent podcast episodes, which you should really check out if you haven't yet because those are a lot of fun, they actually did that re-release of Red and Blue in the same year that they released a new generation of Pokemon in Sun and Moon. So while it is a lot to ask, it's not even necessarily unlikely or unrealistic based on that precedent that we couldn't even get a Pokemon collection early in the year with another main series release, maybe like Diamond and Pearl remakes at the end of the year. I know that is hoping for a lot, but based on past events, it's not necessarily completely out of the picture. There is, however, a third dark horse entry, if you will, that could also possibly happen for no other reason than it seems to have been heavily teased and hinted at by the Pokemon Company themselves. If we go back to the Pokemon Presents presentation back in June of this year, there was a lot of murmuring, and it was basically thought to be guaranteed that we were going to be getting Let's Go Johto based on the fact that the display behind Mr. Ishihara during the presentation was filled with Johto memorabilia. And when it was announced that there was going to be another presentation after that one the following week, it was pretty much concluded by the fanbase at large that we were going to get Let's Go Johto, because the hint was just that big, and how could it possibly be anything else? Well, it obviously ended up not being that way, and we ended up getting Pokemon Unite instead. But nevertheless, the placement of all of that Johto memorabilia in its high concentration still seems very peculiar. And it only gets even more peculiar when you consider that various Johto trademarks were made not too long ago, including trademarks for Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver and the Pokemon Entei. These trademarks were made only a short time ago, and although they could simply be renewing the trademarks for the original Heart Gold and Soul Silver games, all of this Johto stuff happening at the same time for seemingly no reason seems a little bit suspect if nothing else. Heck, there was even the announcement recently of a brand new episode of Pokemon Twilight Wings that is going to be coming sometime in November, and the graphic that was published alongside this announcement has a gold and silver backdrop along with it. I'm not saying that has anything to do with Johto whatsoever, it just seems like there's a lot of Johto vibes going on for no reason whatsoever, and it leads you to believe that maybe something could be going on, because why else would this be happening? The one major reservation I have with the idea of some kind of Johto game coming out next year for the 25th anniversary is that I don't know if a Let's Go Johto would live up to the hype of a 25th anniversary. If they were going to do anything, it would have to be a re-release of Heart Gold and Soul Silver, similar to the Red and Blue re-release that occurred earlier in the year on the 20th anniversary. That is an option that I could realistically see happening as a sort of appetizer to the main celebration title that would happen later in the year, but once again, this is very much a dark horse pick, and it's really hard to say which way it's going to go if anything relating to this is going to happen at all. And those would pretty much be all of our realistic options for a major title next year. However, it's not the only thing we can expect to see either. Of course, there's going to be a number of celebrations that are going to happen across all facets of the franchise. However, another game that we can expect to see most likely is the new Pokemon Snap game that was revealed earlier this year. Given that that is very much a nostalgia-based release, I would be very surprised if that did not come out next year to coincide with the anniversary, and in addition to that, there is also Detective Pikachu 2, which was previously announced a while ago that we have not heard anything more about, and I mean, what better time to release it, or at least have some more information revealed about it, than next year for the 25th anniversary. Ultimately though, we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens. However, it's not going to be a very long wait because like I said, we should get an announcement come February, and February at this point is only a few months away. If you guys enjoyed this video though, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you're new for more Pokemon content all the time. Are any of these titles something you would like to see released next year, and do you think they are likely or not? Let me know in the comments below, and if you would like to support the channel further so I can continue to bring videos like this to all of you, check out and listen to my Pokemon remixes on Spotify as well as other music streaming services. And you can also check out my Pokemon Cardinal project right here on YouTube. Both of those options help immensely and are sincerely appreciated. With that being said, I will be back very soon with another video, so until then, as always, I hope you know I love you guys, and I will smell you guys later.